everyone, I'm Emma, and I play the violin.
Wow.
And I'm Miho, and I play the violin, just like Emma.
Wow. I'm Ayane, and I play the viola.
Wow.
I'm Karen, and I play the cello.
Wow.
And welcome to AizuriKids.
It's time for AizuriKids!
Oh, hi everyone! You stopped by just in time for an Aizuri rehearsal. Today, we're working on a piece by Eleanor Alberga. Let's go!
Can we try that part again? I'd love for it to sound more like sparkles.
I love sparkles. What kind of sparkles should they be?
Like sparkling fireworks? Or sunlight sparkling on the ocean?
I was thinking more like sparkling comets, bursting and shooting through the sky.
Okay.
I love how that sounds. It almost sounds like we're galloping around the stars.
You know, Eleanor Alberga wrote it after learning all about outer space. She was inspired by swirling stardust and starry night skies.
There's something about space and planets and stars that's so magical and mysterious too, kind of like music.
Okay, now here's a question for everybody. If planets and stars could make music, what do you think outer space would sound like?
Why don't we ask our friends Curtis and Paul, who know all about outer space and creating music? Hey Curtis! Hey Paul!
Hi everyone, I'm Curtis the physicist. I study how the universe works, including outer space.
And I'm Paul the composer. I write music.
And today, we're going to learn about some of the amazing things out there in outer space. And Paul's going to help us imagine them with music. We'll cover 3 topics: the sun, pulsars, and black holes. So, what is the brightest star in the entire sky?
The North Star?
That's a good answer, but it's actually the sun. The big, bright sun is a gigantic glowing ball floating in outer space. Just like all the other stars are, the sun just happens to be closer to us than any of the other stars. Still, it is very far away, but it's so big and bright that we can see it on any clear day. How does the sun work? Is it like a fire or a flashlight? Not really. It's more like a big explosion. But it doesn't fly apart because it has so much gravity keeping it together. Gravity. That's the same force that makes things fall and prevents you from floating off the ground. So the sun and all the stars exist because of a balance of super strong forces. Nuclear forces, trying to make them explode and making them shine brightly, and then gravity, keeping them together.
So, Paul, what might a fiery ball like the sun sound like? Amazing. I can feel the warm glow of the sun through the music. So, Paul and Curtis, what else is out there in space?
Have you ever seen an ice skater pull in their arms and then spin really fast? A pulsar is like a star that has pulled in its arms very tight, so it is super dense and spinning around super fast. These stars are also giant magnets, and all that spinning and magnetism makes the stars send out a strong, rotating radio signal. If you were to turn on a flashlight and spin yourself around with that flashlight, you'd be kind of like a pulsar. By now, we know of over 2,000 different pulsars, and they are scattered all over the sky. If you could tune a radio or a phone to their frequencies, can you imagine what it would sound like?
Wow, I never knew stars could spin. So how long do they shine and spin for? And do stars last forever?
Great question. We now know that stars don't last forever. It takes energy to shine like they do. And after a long, long time, stars run out of that energy, and gravity forces them to shrink down to a tiny size. Sometimes, gravity is so strong that the shrinking never really stops, and a kind of infinite hole is formed where that star used to be. This creates a black hole, and it is very weird and mysterious. But we now know that these definitely exist in space. But don't worry, they are all very far away, which also means that we can't see any up close, and we don't really know how they work. Scientists, like me, are working hard to try to figure them out. But for now, it is very interesting to imagine what one would look, or even sound like, if you could get close.
Curtis and Paul, that's so amazing. Learning and talking about space is making us so excited to perform Eleanor Alberga's string quartet.